Welcome back everyone. My name's Eltimar and we are going to be continuing our Let's Play of Disco Elysium. Where we left off last time, we were headed into the apartment complex on the balcony so that we can hopefully find that one. Oh, this is a coal room. Interesting, let's take a look around. 100 tiny feet scurrying beneath the grate, the rats of the city. Someone's been sleeping here recently. Cindy? Enough coal to last for several winters. Smells of chemicals. There's a pair of pants inside of the furnace, which is weird, but okay. Oh, a bunch of money. Nice. There's really nothing else here, though. Unfortunately, we stole Cindy's money. Now we have 53.33 real, which is some cash, I guess. I don't really know how much things are in this game. We haven't really encountered a store I wanted to buy anything at yet. So now we're up here on the balcony. We need to get around to the other side of the balcony, though. The curtain shift just a little. Someone's watching from within. Maybe we're on the wrong balcony. There's probably a second balcony, I'm guessing. Yeah, you better keep walking, she says. As if I couldn't just shove her off the balcony and cause her to die horribly. Not that I would. Because I'm not technically evil. I'm more like a benevolent force of chaos at this point in the game. Alright, so that was the balcony. One balcony, I guess. There might be another balcony somewhere. Or maybe, yeah, there's a balcony here. Okay, perfect. There we go. Also, I might like to note really quickly that this is going to be my last video for about 4 to 5 days. I am going on vacation, so just a heads up. You hear distant traffic. Night is falling on the city. A maroon glow of light pollution rises from the east. The breaker box is full of cigarette butts and electrical wires. Well, that's not safe. Someone should really look into that. 15.15 real, I should say. What is this? Ooh, 0.75 real. We're now at just a door. Nothing for you here right now. Possibly later. We are at 54.23 real. Somebody's growing rosemary, thyme, and a cactus. Interesting. This is the door to apartment 29. Hang on, what's it say? Complete silence. Whoever lives here isn't home. Should we break in? I guess we're not allowed to. It's not a door we can interact with. This is the door to apartment 30. Can we go in there? What is that? Voices from within, singing along to some buoyant dance track. So there's 2 doors we can enter here. There's this one, possibly. It's locked. Okay, can't go in that door. Can't even lockpick it apparently. And this door. This door is made of metal and appears to be reinforced. Someone here really values their security. Number 28. This is where the cleaning lady said the smoker on the balcony lives. Let's see if anyone's home. Knock on the door. I knock. Nobody answers. Looks like the young man we're looking for isn't home. I think our best chance to catch him is in the evening. He looks around, taking in the cold spring air. We should return tomorrow after we have finished our day's work. How about 2100? Sounds good. What do you mean? The smoker on the balcony, this is why we're here, right? He might know something about the murderer, so tomorrow, 2100. Suddenly, he's a little worried about your memory. Don't worry, it's mostly all still there. You can remember things. You got this. Sounds good. Tomorrow, 2100. Tomorrow, 2100 right here, apartment 28. He writes it down in his little notebook. Good. Well, let's go. Damn. Turns out, it's quite tricky finding someone in a big apartment building. Don't worry, you'll get him. Remember, tomorrow. He's probably gone for today. But it's almost 2100 right now. We can just wait this out. It's not like it's a long period of time. I'm gonna go look around a bit and come back at around 2100. I'm gonna knock on the door again anyways. Even though it says tomorrow, I'm gonna do it today. Because I don't need no one to tell me what to do. Right, we already cleaned these places out. We found the communard, who wasn't home for some reason. I wonder where he is. Probably out doing communist things. Alright, what's this? Chairs and tables eaten by rain and rot. We did that. I guess we can go back and tell that guy, but it's probably a little bit too late at night for that, unfortunately, so we are running out of things to do today. We're down by the water again. We could try and go turn in this quest, I guess. Do we have any skill points? Do we gain a level? Nope. Okay. Wonder how long we have to level up. Does it show that anywhere? No, not really. Okay. So we have to be there 2100. We still need our badge for Joyce. Oh right, we have to report back to the cleaning lady about that one apartment. Let's go do that really quickly. We're already here in this region, so we might as well. Maybe we can make it to 2100 hours without having to walk across the entire city. I guess we could have gone around the other way. This is not the fastest way to reach the cleaning lady, but whatever. It's fine. Everything's good. No big deal. Wait, hold on. When we were walking by here, something happened. That isn't just a 5-pointed star, it's an inverted white pentagram called a wreath of antlers, an iconography of communism. In other words, look out, Kim, there are communists around here. I'll keep my armistice handy, detective. He doesn't actually reach for his gun. I inspected this symbol closer. The star and antlers was developed in the 6th decade of the last century and quickly adopted by Mazov and the communards during the revolution. Even today, half a century later, the star and antlers retains the ability to evoke hope, disappointment, and fear in equal measure. Why is the star upside down? To symbolize the toppling of the old order. Also, some social democrats were already using it. What's the deal with the antlers? The wreath of antlers represents a natural crown. It was about building a society that could exist in accord with the natural world and at the same time above it. Why white? Because white is the color of peace. What does it invoke in me? Nothing at all. Yet. Right now it's just a meaningless shape on a wall. Thought complete, some kind of superstar. Oh wait, that is an eerie picture. Very uncomfortable picture. They say the world isn't ready for a rock and roll cop. No one wants their state monopoly on violence to be mixed with celebrity worship. They claim to know it would be dangerous for detectives to rise beyond the ranks of demigods and have sexual encounters with barely legal cover girls. It'd be insane, they say. To all this you say, fuck off and die, in a cool voice. You people have no idea how good those cops are gonna get. They're gonna crack 20 cases a day. In the future, cops will be like astrophysicists, or prime ministers, or prophets, and you are the first one. So our logic is still -1, the price of self-delusion, but our learning cap for visual calculus, suggestion, electrochemistry, and composure have all raised to 6, which is pretty impressive. The 5th Indo tribe we still have time before we can actually do, so we can't really work on that one yet. So yeah. That's pretty neat. Alright, let's continue. I like those thought things, they're kind of really cool. I kind of wanted just to keep equipping them as much as possible. Alright, let's talk to you. The cleaning lady seems to be having difficulty breathing. I didn't find any counterculture people in apartment 10. It was just a real estate agent setting up the room for new tenants. I see, she takes out her handkerchief and wipes her nose. I hope some good people are finally going to move in. This place needs them. No one's coming. There'll be nothing but squalor until we start killing real estate agents. We won't be killing anyone, and you shouldn't say things like that. You're a police officer. There's been enough killing. I've seen it, she coughs. She's seen it, and knows those who have been killed. Alright, thanks, I'm off. I just want to level up. Soon. One day, I will level up. My character looks ridiculous. Like, just insanely stupid. It's not quite 9 o'clock yet either, so we are going to have to go at least turn in the other quest, probably. I love the thought cabinets, they're really neat. Makes you what you are. I want to be a superstar cop. I want to be like the most delusional person in the world. First of all, I am the law, so I'm thinking like I could be Judge Dredd, you know, infamous, superstar, judge, everyone knows him. He has his own webcomic series, well not webcomic, graphic novel series? Both? I'm betting there is probably some webcomic type stuff on Dredd out there, but mostly just graphic novels. And the movies. There are 2 movies. Although they should really do another new movie again. Dredd from 2000 and whatever, whenever it came out, it was really good, and I really enjoyed it. Keith Urban should play it again. Goods from the lorry haphazardly litter the surroundings. Alright, we're crossing the line, we're going back up. Yeah, these guys are all angry, but we don't care about them at the moment. We need to go talk to the boss. Tell him we did his stupid thing. In case of strike, press button behind guard. There's stuff on the roof. How do I get there? Looks like there's a way up over on that other side, but I can't reach it yet. But yeah, Keith Urban made a great Dredd. I would totally watch him be more Dredd. That's a terrible sound. That high pitch, not really high pitch, but like, can't even describe it. Sort of like a growling, staticky sound. Like a high-pitched whine. Where was the boss again? Down this way? Yeah. I still want to know what's in that door. He is such a far distance away. But we made it. Alright, let's go talk to him. His office is in a shipping crate. That's just weird. Weirdest place for an office. But now he's typing on his typewriter again.
Mr. Dubois, a pleasure as always. You don't have to sit down this time, since you're already sat on that chair.
I opened the door, you asked me. Can we discuss the murder now? I'm very glad to hear that, Harry, he says with a smile. One question, you didn't actually happen to stumble in and see what's inside the apartment, did you? He's trying to figure out if you're lying. I may have gone inside and seen a collection of racist mugs. Just as I thought, culturally antiquated mug collection. What a weasel, he shakes his head, pissing on Everard Rainbow's coalition. He was testing you and you succeeded. Now let's get down to brass tacks. It's time for men like me and you to figure out who's killed who and why. He pretends to roll up his sleeves. Real police work is going to start happening now, I promise, Harry. This is going to be good. You said the lynching and the strike are related. How? By now I'm sure you figured out who the dead man was working for. The bad guys, Wild Pines, sent to scare us, another violent measure of the top hats against us flat caps. What do you mean? Harry, the strike is the culmination of many, many mistakes made by the Wild Pines group. They tried to shut down the strike by sending in armed mercenaries. You mean our victim? He nods gravely. A security contractor. Can you imagine that? Workers standing in peaceful protest, united in the spirit of fellowship, and they send hired killers to mow us down with machine gun fire. He performs a motion as if spraying bullets from a machine gun. I'm talking beasts, hardened killers from your proxy wars in Yisit, Seminen, Sarah Miraza? Sarah Miraza? Wow, that's a weird name. You name it, they've done it. Raping, killing, burning villages, killing little children for the Senorita Pineapple Company. Harry, everything they did there, they brought over here. They want to turn Revachol into a third world slum. Honestly, the only thing they didn't do is kill the village elephant. Hold on, you have a village elephant? No, Harry, the elephant is metaphorical and so is the village, but the mercs and their brutality are very real. Go on. Now, I haven't personally witnessed the brutalities out there. I have the luxury of staying in my canister, you see, or container, you see. If I need to go somewhere, they just move my container, he laughs. Wait, they move the container? Yes, I'm an old man, Harry. My legs aren't what they used to be. They lift my container, or my office with the big crane. It's actually very fun, you should try it. But enough about me and my fun container, his face turns serious. The killers the company hired, I think there were 3 of them, all hardened commando types. One of them got downright suicidal, getting drunk, violent, a little rapey. He shakes his head. Even their own negotiator can control him. That's your boy, the one who likes hanging out in trees. By negotiator, you mean Joyce. Harry, he says, ignoring the lieutenant, what you need to realize is we dock workers are not pushovers. We got grit, Harry, this whole neighborhood does. Push us hard enough and we push back, and when we do, he raises his finger, we push to kill. Wait, so the whole neighborhood is in on it? Potentially, Harry, potentially. We got arm wrestling champions, rowing club people, ex-coal miners, tough guys, all ready to spring into action for their home base. And who exactly did the pushing? There's a militant wing inside the Union, a group of people whose duties don't involve manual labor, but peacekeeping in the neighborhood, making sure everything runs smoothly. Sounds a bit like organized crime. They're like you guys, he nods to you and the lieutenant, idealistic people who want to make sure that bad things don't happen, and if they already have, well, punishment must follow. Again, sounds like organized crime. So these idealists killed our victim? One day, Titus Hardy, leader of this peacekeeping faction, comes up to me and says, Boss, Socialist Democrat fervor drove us to take it upon ourselves to kill the beast that was burdening the land. He probably worded it differently, but that was the idea. Sure sounded to me like they killed him, he chuckles. I gave them 2 weeks paid leave and told them to lay low to avoid retaliation. Aren't you worried we might arrest them for this? Oh, I'm not at all worried about that. These are not the kind of men who get arrested. They're Martinez boys, tough and gritty. I like to see the man who takes them in, he chuckles. Besides, I sent my lawyer girl to look after them. I really went in there. Whose place is it? I need to know. Why? What if it's connected to the case? Believe me, he's not a killer. He's a nobody, just a basement variety armchair fascist who comes up with needlessly complex conspiracy theories. Did one of his complex theories turn out to be true? So what if it did? What if he took a whack in the dark, started telling people the strike was funded by a protection racket that drove local shops out of business? What if he planned to write a hack piece to the local newspaper regarding these crazy theories he'd developed just to stir up trouble? Wouldn't that be annoying? That'd be awful if I intervened in something like that. Truly awful, he shakes his head. It's great that it didn't happen then. I personally love journalism, and I know you do too, Harry. This is because we've got nothing to hide, right? He's so skeezy. Now, please let's get back to the good stuff. The police stuff, Harry. I just see myself as one of you guys. Think of me as a sergeant or something. He smiles broadly. Let's crack this, Harry. How do you know the mercenaries were hired by the shipping company? How do I know? Let me tell you about these people. He slams his fist on the desk. That's their MO. It's what they do. Last winter, some poor workers in Terminal E went on a little strike. The company sent in Sediment, a security contractor. The strike was over the workers' right to wear protective footwear, Harry. These guys turn up and start beating people. Tell you what, Harry, I wouldn't be surprised if we got the same mercenary company after a little rebranding, and I'm sure as hell not surprised to see an army of scabs under my gates. So you believe the scabs were organized by the security contractor? You said it. Hell, the fist slams on the desk again. One of those guys looks big enough to take down that proverbial elephant. Boys like that don't just happen to show up during strikes. That does sound quite unlikely, yes. The big guy leading the scabs at the gate is colossal. You mentioned a lawyer girl? Oh, Liz is a bright one. He grins broadly. I paid for the law degree myself, thinking it'll probably turn her all fancy, but hell, Harry, she came back a firebrand socialist. Sometimes she scares me with her zeal. Tell me about Titus Hardy and his crew. Oh, they're simply fine young men, all 7 of them, exemplary union members, always working to advance their position in the local Socialist Democrat movement, core members. Old Theo used to run them, but things really kicked into gear when Titus took the reins and nicknamed the group after himself. He starts laughing. Gotta love his initiative. Interesting. Who's the second in command? One sec here. There we go. They're almost all of them great guys, born leaders. Whatever happened, I'm sure they only had the best interests of Martinez and Revachol in mind. Work with them. Hell, interview them, but don't fight them. They really are just like you. Men who like beer, women, and some order on the streets. Where can I find them? You know what, Harry? He points both index fingers at you. Got a feeling they're going to show up in full force tomorrow. The lieutenant marks something in his notebook. In the future, I could use your backing. Can you ask the Hardy boys to cooperate? But of course, it's the least I can do for a good friend, Harry. I'll do right after we've concluded this talk. When you meet this Titus, tell him about this. See what he has to say. Also, Harry, here's 5 real. He holds out a banknote. Wait, why are you giving it to me? I'm not giving you anything. I'm just holding out 5 real. I'm gonna take it. The lieutenant watches you pocket the banknote. He looks a little puzzled. Good boy. Real team player. He rubs his hands together. Now, do you have any more questions? Good talk. Let's conclude for now. Was it a good talk? He leans back suddenly worried. I'm not sure we made much headway here. I was hoping we'd bust the case wide open. Heck, I even wanted to tell you what I really want to achieve with the strike. I don't know what happened, Harry. I wanted you to feel like Mr. Martinez, and of course, I also wanted you to find your gun. Great sadness comes over him. It's like I can't completely trust you yet. Yet? Yes, Harry, it's like I can't fully trust you if you're not a man of the left, he says, slowly shaking his head. I want to, but I just can't. A man of the left? So you have to be a socialist democrat? He's been hurt too much in the past by men who aren't social democrats. What's that supposed to mean? I'm more left than you are. You're saying it, but I don't believe you. You know how it is. Company snitches. I got agent provocateurs everywhere. I'm barricaded in this fortress of mine and I need to get a message out. Will you help me? And what would this entail? Once again, I require nothing unethical or illegal of you. You just need to get 2 little signatures on this piece of paper. He pulls out an envelope and then mail it to my accountant in La Delta. Kim, what do you think of this? Depends. I don't think what we got from Mr. Clare was very useful. He studies Everard, but he thinks it's your call. As I said, it weighs on me heavily. He bows his head in shame, then looks up and smiles. But once we get really talking, I'm going to hand you the keys to Martinez, and maybe even help you figure out who's behind this killing. What are the signatures for? I'm glad you asked, Harry. The Union is going to build a modern youth center here in Martinez. He grins broadly. It will be righteous. We're going to get those teenagers off drugs and on roller skates. There's a nameless little street on the coast with some old houses around it. Most people have already signed. I just need 2 more signatures to get this mission off the ground, Harry. And what will happen to the current occupants? They're just going to have to deal with the construction noise for 6 months, and they'll be living like kings right next to a fancy new youth center designed by the best architects from Stella Marie. Where is this place? On the coast, Harry. Across the canal, there's a little cul-de-sac there. A little village, they're calling it. A gloomy place. You'll find it. I trust your detective skills. Fine. If I happen to be there, I can ask them. You bring joy to my heart, Harry. Such a pleasure to be working with you. Here. He hands you an open white envelope. You need to get signatures from Isabel Sadie and Lillian Carter. The cul-de-sac is right past the pawn shop across the canal. I hear there's some trouble with the water lock, but they should fix it by Wednesday morning. Once you have the signatures, mail this to 13,022 La Roca in La Delta, and then I'll know you're a solid socialist. He runs his finger through his thin hair. I'm told the Union is involved in the local drug trade. What? He smacks his forehead, completely flabbergasted. Harry, how could you say that to me? You know I appreciate a joke as much as any jolly fat guy, but I can't take slander. Are you actually investigating this? Your action appears to be sincere, but it's impossible to tell with this guy, honestly. No comment. I am. Lie. The man rubs his temple and closes his eyes in pain. You've hurt me, Harry. Me, a friend, but you know what? He perks up. I trust you, like I trust all my friends, and I know you'll never talk to me about this again because you don't want to wound me. So do what you want. Let's change the subject. Thank you for your understanding. The lieutenant looks him in the eye. We will continue to do what we must. You too, Lieutenant. Huh. He chuckles slightly. You know I like you, but you never were my favorite. I'm a Harry guy. I'm Team Harry. None taken. The man quickly replies, then turns to you. Do we have anything else to do, Harry? I met Joyce, the company representative. Oh, that's very nice. I haven't gotten around to her yet. I'm very busy, you see. He adjusts a button on his sleeve. I hope you're getting along. One thing I want to make very clear, Harry, is that this is not some kind of union versus corporation situation. Everyone is just pals here. Just pals. We're all trying to do what's best for Martinez. His smile widens. Don't feel like you can't cooperate with her because you and I are such good friends. I'm helping you find your lost gun. I'm not a jealous guy. However, Joyce seems to think the union is lowballing her. Oh yes, lowballing, of course, he says very seriously. This isn't a casino, Harry. Real people, real livelihoods are at stake here. But everything is a casino for those rich types. His expression makes it clear this is childish and irresponsible behavior. Why haven't you let her in to see you? If she actually wants to see me, she'll find a way. Any good negotiator would. And I just don't have anything to discuss with a bad negotiator. What happened to the previous negotiator, Mr. Gaumont? What do you mean, Harry? The man sounds annoyed. Nothing. I let him go. He made concessions for the company in previous negotiations. Why would you let an ally like that go? He's an old man, Harry. I wanted him to spend more time with his family. He looks down and sighs. God only knows how long he's got left. He called him a midget. Harry, he exclaimed, indignant. I have little people in my organization. I would never call somebody a midget. What is this? Honestly, I'm beginning to think you're a midget, Harry. Abruptly, he smiles and changes his tone. I'm only kidding, Harry. You're not a midget. No one is. We're pals. Joyce said the previous union leader vanished under suspicious circumstances. Vanished? Harry, the woman left her casserole in the oven and couldn't make it here in time for the voting. Oh, did I leave my casserole on? Better go home and check. The election can wait. The man frowns disapprovingly. When she got back, the whole thing was over. Wait, there was no mention of a casserole from Joyce. Funny, Joyce didn't mention any casserole. Harry, he flicks his fingers. Do not fixate on this little matter. Maybe it's a rabbit stew or a hairdryer or an iron. The point is her heart wasn't in it, mine was. Alright, let's talk about something else. Of course, Harry, let me just assure you one more time, it's perfectly okay to share anything we discuss here with this Joyce. This is a completely transparent organization. I have no interest in what she is doing, but I have nothing to hide. Your business is your business, and I respect your privacy. Just remember, none of this, he makes an all-encompassing gesture, is secret. Tell her about all of it. My brother's picture, my singing swordfish clock. He looks around. Tell her how overweight I am and how I'm helping you find your lost gun. Tell her everything, Everett doesn't mind. It is rather interesting to tell people things about each other, isn't it? It was nice telling him about her right now. Anything else about the murder? No. Alright. Everett, I'm leaving. See you soon, Debadur. The big man raises his hand in farewell. Just kidding, but not too much. Alright, we are out of here. Let's go. It's 9 o'clock. We can finally go to do the other apartment complex. He is such a slimy dude that I just can't. I don't know how to just, like, he's just so skeezy that I can't trust anything he says. At all. I don't think he would know the truth if someone assured him it was the truth. Like, he's just so slimy. It is it's 19, what's that? How do we get to that? I want that, whatever that is. Oh, that's the thing on the roof we can't reach because I don't quite have a way there. Don't know how to get up there either. Oh well, we'll figure that out later. Oh wait, we can totally get up there. I know how to get up there. It's on the other side of the corpse area. We climb up on the roof. Ah, that sound. It hurts my ears. It like sets my teeth on edge. It's just terrible. Also, we leveled up. We could tell by the fact that our little tile window thing here is got a dot beside it. Alright, so it is 9:09. Let's go grab the thing. Let's go do the apartment thing, grab the thing from the roof, and then it'll be pretty much time to go to bed, I think. We did a lot today. We got quite a bit accomplished, considering we started the day extraordinarily hungover. We're on the wrong side, aren't we? Damn it. Yes, we are. Long walk around. Now we're almost there. There we go. So he should be there. Police work is tough. Take breaks. Talk to strangers. Stuff like that. And we will. I'm going the completely wrong direction. Up the balcony we go. Low on health, put points into endurance. We are going to have to do that. Actually, we should probably do that at this level. 1 hit point is not going to do well for us in this game, I don't think. Alright, let's kick open this door. Open! It's 9 o'clock. I guess it literally has to be tomorrow, which sucks. Thought he would just be here after 9. Unfortunate. That's okay, we'll go up to the roof, we'll grab the whatever card things we saw on that roof that we didn't get before for some reason. And then we'll be out of here. We'll go sleep, because I think it's that time of day. Red checks can only be tried once. Failed white checks can be retired by raising the relevant skill. We knew that already. I wonder if we can go talk to the woman in the apartment complex. Also, there was another person in the lobby of the apartment complex that I wanted to talk to you really quickly. We really should just bust a hole in that fence so we can walk through. It's such a long, stupid way around. Wait, stop. The book is titled Men from Heimdall and the White Fire. We also haven't gone to this building yet. I don't know if we can. I don't think it's a building we can go into. I think we can go up this way to get to those card things that were there. We're going to save here though, because if there's nothing up there that we haven't seen, then we can just quick load back and not have to walk all the way around, which doesn't sound super duper fun. We can sleep after 9 o'clock. Apparently we're not one to go to bed super early. Okay, we need to get up there. There's definitely things up here we didn't grab before. What are they? 9.9 real and... oh, so 2 real basically. It's not the worst thing in the world. Can I just go back down? Yeah, I can. Okay. So we can just go back down the way we came up, and that'll be it. We'll go see what's going on inside the apartment complex. Not the apartment complex, but the hotel type thing that we're staying at. Motel? Slum? Hostel? I don't really know what you want to call it. It's sort of a hostel, I guess. But we'll see if anyone is there to talk to. We're not going to use our point yet, though, because I'm not sure if I want to use it on getting another thought thing or an actual skill. She's been sitting there for like 18 hours. Well, actually, I don't know time. We woke up maybe 12 hours. Alright, so there is a person here. Someone we haven't talked to yet. And the sleeping... have you been sleeping there the whole time? That sugary black rum stain on the counter makes you teary-eyed with joy. It's almost touching how syrupy and sticky it is. How long have you been up already? Pretty long, let's drink a clock. Attaboy, it's coming back to him. You had your mesolimbic reward pathway worried there. Not thinking about drinking all that time. It's like you weren't yourself. Actually, should I have been thinking about this? Looks like drinking hasn't turned out too well for me. Maybe you haven't turned out well for your drinking. Have you thought about that? Get a goddamn rum and lemonade for yourself. Into yourself, boy. Or better yet, lick that stain off the counter. Lick it, but only a little. Calmly, the lieutenant looks out of the window. Then to you licking the tasty rum stain off the counter. But only a little. Then out the window again. What are you doing? He asks, still turning his eyes from the street outside. I'm sorry, I drifted off into my own thoughts and now this happened. We should move. You definitely go for some more. The titillating scent of alcohol in your nostrils was beautiful. Are you still asleep? The worker is in deep slumber. Perhaps he's on his way to where you came from, into the primordial darkness. We can't wake him up. We need a physical instrument. Or we need to put points into physical instrument to wake him up. There's a couple more people to talk to. Also, we need to sing. It's all about money, you know. I do know, man. Let's sing. It's that time of day. It's 9 o'clock. It feels right. You belong here. Can I not sing? I really want to sing. How do I sing? Take that bottle from you.
Real mature, man. What exactly were you trying to accomplish? You do understand you still owe me money, right?
He crosses his arms. Damn, your feet thought we got away. Hold on, what is this money anyway? What are you, brain damaged? Actually, I might be. Money is what grown-up people use to pay for things. Things like this hostel room, or he peeks into the ledger, or 8 bottles of potent blend and 9 packs of Royal Extra. We use it for everything, really. Where can I get money? Are you serious? From your work? I don't know. You can take bribes, I guess. He looks like him. Sorry, I don't think cops take bribes. Some do take recompense. The lieutenant is dead serious, but only to survive. Why do I need it? For survival to pay me? Unless you want to become a hobo. Do you want to become a hobo? There's nowhere else to stay in Martinez and it's a cold spring outside. Money doesn't make you happy, but it lets you be unhappy for a bit more. If you run out of money, you die. It's like that for all of us. Me too. That's why I need you to pay me. He stops and says mostly to himself, I'm not an asshole. I proceed, but I don't show him the coins I found. There's a shuffle of nylon as Lieutenant Kitsuragi looks around for something in the pocket of his orange bomber. That's cop 4. I haven't offered to pay because I don't have any money either. You didn't appreciate my moves? You know what? The stupid drinks you've had are on the house. You know why? Because I know you can't pay for them, not because you ran away. He crosses his arms. Now, I still have to charge you for 3 nights in the broken window. That's 100 square. That window was an unfortunate casualty of me practicing my moves. I won't pay for it. Fine, I'll take it off the bill. Sleep in a post-apocalyptic hellhole if you want to. Just know I won't give you another room. So we're cool? Not entirely cool. You still owe me 50 real for 3 nights stay. If you don't have it by tonight, I can't let you back up there. He points upstairs towards her room. Now what the hell do you want? I assume you wanted something to come back here? Is the trash container out back yours? Mine? No, it belongs to Whirling and Rags. Thank you for clearing that up. Why do you keep the container locked? Why do you keep the hobos and drunks out? That's why. And the neighbors too. They put their trash there and they don't pay for the garbage company. I thought as much. And are you the only party with access to the trash container? Well, yes, us and the garbage disposal company. Seems a little callous, doesn't it? Something stirs within you. I wonder what this feeling is. prod at him and find out. Doesn't it seem callous to you, guarding even your leftovers from the poor? Callous? What are you, Krasmazov? Almost all establishments in Revachol keep their trash locked. The whirling in rags is not special in that regards. Maybe I am Krasmazov. What are we talking about? What is this not about the trash container? No, wait, I whisper and point at the back of my head. Yes. What if I am Krasmazov? We should return to the case of your mistaken identity at a later time, officer. This was about the trash container. We need those keys. What for, Mazov? Are you planning to nationalize my trash container? It concerns the case. The lieutenant's voice is harsh and sudden. Please cooperate. He takes the keys from under the counter and hands them to you. Just bring them back once you're done, please. So about that money I owe. Yeah, have you got it? I have your money? I do have the money. I slam the bills down on the counter. I hope you choke on it. Great, perfect. I hope you enjoy your freezing cold room with the window you broke yourself. I'll unlock the electronic lock to your room. He taps his foot against the metal box of the bar counter. All the doors lock automatically at 2100. Starting tomorrow, please pay for each night in advance. 20 real per night. He opens his wallet. I'll take a room here too. He takes Kim's money and hands him a keyring. Always happy to have officers from the RCM as guests. Anything else I can do for you? He looks at Kim, avoiding your gaze. By the way, I'm going to sing karaoke here. Absolutely out of the question. Absolutely in the question. First, we find a sad banger, then we sing the place to shit. Your body is ready. I've seen something here at the Whirling Guard. I think I need to talk about. He rolls his eyes. What thing? I saw a sign that said the mess hall is reserved for the Union. Yes, not the whole damn Union, thank God, just the nastiest and loudest faction. He tosses his head in disdain. They come in here in the evenings, dumb, unruly types. They think they're big shits, but they're good customers. They place big orders and always pay on time. He gives you a meaningful nod. We should find out who this loud faction is, occupying the booth. Loudest means talkative, and we need to find info. How do we find them? We don't. We have to wait. They'll show up sooner or later. He looks towards the booth. Men are hungry, even men on strike. You glance at the clock on the wall behind the manager. It's after 1600. The sign says reserved, starting 1600. Why isn't anyone in the mess hall? Good question. He turns to the cafeteria manager. They're probably getting drunk or protesting something somewhere, or laying low after, the lynching. Why's that? They probably fucking killed that guy or something, that's why. The lieutenant thinks. I have a feeling we'll meet their acquaintance sooner or later. I got other questions. Gart, I saw another thing at the Whirling. Another thing. Great, I love those. Actually, there's not. I have nothing else to ask. Hey, psst. Who, me? Yes, you. Word on the street is that you're ready to start building communism again. How come there's word on the street? You keep saying things like, down with the bourgeoisie, eat the rich, sodomize the landowners, impale all the people who have more than 25 real in their pocket, literally murder all the human beings regardless of their political beliefs, that kind of stuff. Alright, that does sound like me. Funky style, very funky. So tell me, do you have any questions before we fire up the big communism builder, or do we get right down to it? I'm going to roll up my sleeves and start building communism. Oh yes, get the firing squads and the animal wagons ready. I roll up my sleeves further and breathe in the pristine air. Wait, firing squads? You didn't say anything about those. Too late to back out now. You can't make an omelet without breaking a few million eggs. And now I breathe the air. I have Mazovian social economic thoughts. Oh no. We're gonna do that because I want... This is just the best situation possible. We're at 35 out of 100 experience. But we do have we have a couple skills at points actually, but first we're going to do the thought one, because I want to get that thought in there. Let's unlock that, confirm, and we're going to put the Mazovian social economics, we're going to internalize that. It takes 3 hours, although it's going to suck for a while, because we're now at -2 visual calculus. I don't want to forget it, so we're going to leave that. Plus the pain thresholds are really good. Blood oxygen is boring. Alright. By the way, where is home? The address is coming up blank and this place sure isn't. Do I even have one? We've been at this hostel cafeteria for only 3 nights. Where were you before? You had to be somewhere. I don't know. Up on Marvel Hill? Why do you say that? The name must have some meaning for me. The old thesaurus comes up empty. Maybe you should ask the lieutenant. Lieutenant Kitsuragi, do you know a place called Marvel Hill? No, he thinks for a moment. But it isn't that an expression? Not a place? An expression? A saying, up on Marvel Hill, a great high place, one that is impossible to climb back to. That doesn't sound like somewhere you can stay if you run out of money. Could I trace the way back somehow? To the exact street, to the exact number on a building? You can try. Run some addresses through your head when you get the time. Maybe a street or an apartment will appear. We have another thought, which means we're going to have to spend our last point on this one, because why not? We're going to spend all of our points on these thought things. We've internalized the lonesome long way home, which gives us +1 encyclopedia to factual memory returns. Alright. Let's go into this place. This is open now. Wait, now something else is going on. Hang on, I gotta go back. The soft purr of an electric juicer comes from the kitchen. Somebody is working. No, they aren't. There's nobody back there. The dishes are drying. They smell of chemicals and pine trees. Oh good, some money. An aroma of spices, alcohol, and tomato hangs in the air. You see a heavy stained door with a prominent dimple lock. It's painted blue. You immediately feel drawn to the color. Blue is for mystery. I touch the door. The cobalt blue surface feels rough to touch. The stainless steel door is flush with its frame on every side. Old cobalt paint, rough on the fingers. 40, 50 years since this was painted, maybe? Push on the door. The door does not budge. I wonder where it leads. You do? The lieutenant regards you with patient skepticism. It's a door to the back of the kitchen. Why do you care where it leads? The winch outside is in the backyard, remember? No, your fingers do. There was a winch outside on the roof, like that of a small elevator. Well, if there was a winch, I suppose we could look into it as a side investigation. Yes, a mini side investigation. He looks at you at another door. Guard is the person to ask about this, the cafeteria manager. But he doesn't like me, like at all. He really hates me.
Can I help you?
He arches an eyebrow. Nope. I saw another thing. There's a mysterious blue steel door in the back of the kitchen. Oh yes, that door, sure, there's nothing mysterious about it, it's just a door. Do you know what's behind it? Do you have? No, I don't have a key, I don't know how to get there, and I don't care either. It's not like I've been wondering about it for 10 years. It's probably just a freight warehouse, probably. Or some boring storage space with a bunch of old junk and dust. Junk and dust, he runs his fingers across the counter to check for dirt. He's attempting to maintain an air of indifference. It's absolutely not convincing. I think you'd like to know what's back there. Fine, okay, a little, but my job doesn't leave me time for wondering about one locked door in one of the cafeterias I manage. So I haven't opened it. I have cleaned the whole place 100 times over, though. So after the animals, I haven't found a key, so good luck with that. Anything else? Nope. Alright. We don't need a drink. We're not going to be a drinky. Alright, let's go upstairs. I think we're pretty well done down here. We need to find a way into that cobalt blue door. Let's knock on this door. Again. Still nothing. Nope. Not letting us in. How about this door? That's not a door we can open, apparently. Maybe that's Mr. Kitsuragi's room. This is the door to the room you redecorated. Good night, Lieutenant.
Just a moment. We should talk about our progress on the investigation. Let's go out to the balcony.
Alright, let's go. God, I love this game so much so far. The air outside is brisk. The lieutenant is silent for a moment. He listens to the traffic hum. Then...
Now then, we should talk about the investigation. But I also feel you're a bit hazy on the RCM. Our role here, our rights, our jurisdiction, basically.
He lights a cigarette. I didn't know you smoked, Kim. I have a cigarette every night when I go over my notes. It's something of a ritual. Oh man, he looks so devastatingly cool with that cigarette. How did you get so cool, Kim? The light of a cigarette illuminates a fleeting smile. You mean this? He flicks the ash. This isn't cool. It's an unnecessary trial of will and unhealthy. Yet were he to quit, he would lose the cool factor. This man relishes his cool quite a bit. Below it all. Right then, the debrief. Yes, he pulls on the cigarette. It's been a long and eventful day. How do you think today went? Well, you were so hungover that you couldn't keep it down when we approached the hanged man, so we didn't even inspect the body. And there's still much to do with the crime scene, too. We didn't search it thoroughly enough. It's all part of the plan, starting from the outside and working back towards the scene of the murder. It's not my job to evaluate your methodology, officer. I'm just going through the facts. As for the interviews, we conducted an interview with Everett Clare. He wasn't particularly forthcoming with useful information, however. I'm sure I can get him to tell us more. Claire also helped you, how should I say, remember your name. That's a relief. Big relief. It's also a serviceable name, too. Moving on. We talked to Joyce Messier, but didn't get any information from her. He frowns. I have a feeling Joyce knows how dangerous the situation really is. We have to get her to talk to us. Above all, though, today was exhausting. What's with all the running? You run a lot. Is that standard 41 practice? I don't like to waste time, you know. My mind moves fast, the rest has to try and keep up. He nods thoughtfully, tapping his finger on a cigarette. It's impressive to say the least for a man your age, especially... He smiles suddenly. Those... Some stylish shoes, too, by the way. Those loafers must be hard to run in those like you do. So what exactly are our powers, the RCM? They're quite limited, actually. The power of officers in the Revachol Citizens Militia exercised most frequently is imposing fines of up to 1,000 riel for offences in accordance with interdepartmental schedule. Why not more than 1,000? The RCM's primary role is to ensure safety. We're not really supposed to play any part in the economic structure of Revachol. Wouldn't that be an easy power to abuse? Yes, although indirectly, as citizens can always request records from their local station. Officers of the RCM have been known to take bribes of less than the prescribed fine amount. It undermines trust in the RCM. Okay, what else? We can arrest people, of course, but rather than bringing someone in directly, it's preferable to serve a station call slip. It prevents confusion and overcrowding. Wait, how can you be sure the arrestee will show up? You can't. Those who don't show up become fugitives, though, and have fewer legal rights when they're eventually caught. It's about power projection. Thus far, they seem to mostly show up. And if someone resists, we're permitted to use whatever force we deem necessary, even lethal. Have you ever killed someone, Kim? Yes. He pauses. The last time was 4 years ago. He has internalized it well. It's just that a fact, a self-contained past event. Have I killed anyone? That's an improbability, perhaps even an impossibility. I probably have. Precinct 41 is known for a higher than average rate of police violence. What happens to people we convict? We don't convict, we arrest and send them to the coalition government courts in Courant and La Delta. The prosecution works off our testimonies and records, which is why it's paramount to keep them. He taps on his coat pocket, where he keeps his notes. And who... Wait, so if I kill someone while on duty, you have to supply compelling evidence for why it was necessary to use lethal force. In these cases, your partner is usually your witness. Not a good position to be in, by the way. Internal Affairs handles these cases thoroughly, by cross-examining you for inconsistencies. It's hard to cover for anyone, which is for the best. And who makes all these rules? The coalition government? Yes, the International Communities Mission in Revachol, and the Moral Intern more broadly. The RCM was formed by the coalition government to restore order in the international zone after the revolution, so we did. Now we attempt to maintain that order, no more, no less. His gaze is absently fixed on a window below that just went dark. Perhaps it's better to say we are allowed to form. It's a point of contention whether the citizens of Revachol or the coalition government founded the RCM. Let's say it was the citizens of Revachol. Be sentimental if you like. Either way, the Moral Intern leases us the right to keep peace in the city, and they will take it away if we misuse it. The Moral Intern, what's that? The Moralist International are the world's largest political organization. He pulls on a cigarette. You know who they are. They run this place after the revolution failed. If I didn't know them, how would you describe them? They're a union of center-left and center-right parties across the Real Belt. Our coalition government is just one of many projects. They also run the ICP, the EPIS, most intergovernmental organizations in the world. What do they believe in? What do they believe in? They're DeLoreans. They believe they continue the humanist project set forth by your innocence the Dolores Day 4 years ago. Others say that they're just technocrats. What's their symbol? An interesting question. It's a blue forget-me-not. Their motto is love, compassion, self-discipline. I think you can gauge what they want you to think of them from that. Something kind and usual. Something almost self-explanatory. Something ominous. Who was Dolores Day? Interesting question. Oh, nope, sorry, that was a simple thing. A historical figure, the author of the modern age, he thinks. You'll have to look somewhere else for opinions. The subject of humanism is too abstract for me. What do you think of them? The Moral Intern are a fact. I try not to have opinions on facts until they change, and... He looks at the city below. It doesn't look like that's about to happen. I have an opinion on the Moral Intern. Do you? The lieutenant arches his eyebrow, then pulls on a cigarette. It's a slim white thing on his fingers. In his fingers. We are stooges of the world's biggest bourgeois organization, protecting bourgeois rights. No, we are stooges of the world's biggest bourgeois organization, protecting the people of Revachol. That's the hand we were dealt. Without the MI, we would be common vigilantes. Actually, vigilantes is okay with me. Then you will adore Martinez. For many of the people, the Union especially, vigilante is precisely what we are. Personally, I don't enjoy it much. He looks at the roundabout. I say nothing and look into the night. The dying lights of the city shimmer below, slowly like luminous clouds. They pass on his lenses. The lieutenant looks at his slim cigarette, contemplating the next drag. This soldier is the highlight of the day for me, he thinks. This little stick right here. Finally he pulls on the cigarette and says, they really don't like us here. And the mouth on that kid, Kuno, it's different inland. In Jamrock and the Gris, why are they like this? It's our fault for leaving this place to the dogs. To the Union, to the company, not daring to come here more often. This place has fallen between the cracks. The jurisdictions of our 2 precincts. And in Jamrock and the Gris? He looks at the dark silhouette of the equestrian monument cutting into the night sky and says, we run the city. West of the river is RCM land. It's incredibly hard. Human beings are... He shakes his head, but we are in control. And it's worth it. The organization works, our systems work. If they didn't, the city would disintegrate. Hope our investigation will improve the situation here, at least do some good. Me too, he says quietly, but I wouldn't count on any drastic changes in our lifetimes. He's very tired, but the dark circles under his eyes make him look younger, not older. Thanks, Kim. Yeah, it's getting very cold. Let's go. He puts out the stub of his cigarette and looks to the door. Now we can go to bed, but we should actually just save because we are way over time on this video. Like always, if you have any suggestions or comments, please leave them below. We also have to talk to Kim before we leave. I will see you all in a few days. Take care.